Hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Until someone listens, call me insane, call me a lunatic. I call myself those things every day in the meme.
No one will ever love you.
I believe that my best pal, my brother Warner Brothers, has been sleeping on a property that could make them hundreds of millions, billions, a nice little bit of Scrooge McDuck change. Hear me out. We all love science fiction, right? Especially the dark, existential, twisted kind that gets under our skin. Science fiction hits hard when it's grounded in our fears of the future and our dread of the present. How much worse could it get? Will things get better or will they continue to be? Were they always this way? What does it mean to be human? Is humanity a plague, a fungus that spread too far? Or are we here to make a difference? What is making a difference? Is there even a point? Why do we keep trying? We all love the high school story. Teenager whose heart is in the right place but who succumbs to the same desires, the same temptations as we all do. Anger, fear, rage, the pain of trying to belong in a world that is so unaccepting. We all want the pretty face with the soul-piercing eyes to see us. We all want our parents to give us that one last hug before they send us off into the world with their great expectations. We all want to know who we are and what we were put on this decaying planet to do. We all want to be okay. And we all love Batman, the Dark Knight who will never, ever, ever stop trying to make the world safe for that 8-year-old boy who can't stop crying. The creature of the night who uses the one thing he tries to prevent that boy from feeling, fear. We all want to turn our pain into something good. Now imagine if there was an idea, pre-existing one, a pre-established intellectual property that combined all three of these things into one beautifully designed, incredibly evocative, mature, accessible, and stylish package. Oh wait, there is, and it's been around for over 20 years. I'm no Bruce Wayne, so before we get into it, I gotta thank the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN Virtual Private Network keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all the information sent between your device and the internet. This keeps your personal data protected from big companies trying to turn you into a product and cyber criminals trying to steal your life. VPNs can swap the location of your device by changing the IP address. This way you can virtually travel across the globe. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers in 65 countries, man. Access unblocked content and streaming services not available where you live. Want to watch Batman Beyond but don't live in a country where you can stream it? Surfshark's got your back. They also have a clean web feature that blocks ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, allowing you to surf the web safely and shwayly. If you want to try out Surfshark VPN for yourself, use my code HiTop to get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it out. My link is in the description below. Thanks, guys. Batman is dead. In these theoretical opening moments of this theoretical film, we would see the greatest, most nuanced, and most emotionally intelligent take on the death of the Batman ever. I'm not talking about Bruce Wayne. Bruce lives even if he wishes to die in the mask, his barrier. I'm talking about the spiritual death of Batman and everything he believes in. Batman Beyond has, in my opinion, the greatest retirement of the Caped Crusader in all media. Bruce does not quit being Batman because he found love, found a sense of peace, of happiness. That's far too good a life, one that he could never accept. Bruce doesn't quit being Batman because he broke his one rule, because he killed. He quits because of this. Just this. This is enough, more than enough. It's a shocking image. At least in a world where Batman using a gun isn't an overdone cliche deconstruction, this one shot speaks, screams at you. Bruce's body has aged to the point where he needs a high-tech suit with strength enhancements just to keep being the Bat. What would have taken him spandex, a few batarangs, and 15 minutes 20 years ago now requires more than his body has to give. Even Bruce Wayne can't escape our greatest enemy, time. His heart, the one that never stopped beating for his mission, starts to give out. Bruce Wayne's greatest fear lies in the uncontrollable. He's a man who has prepared for everything, physically, emotionally, spiritually, readying himself for any kind of pain so that he never has to experience the shock of it again. Here, in this small warehouse, trying to protect an innocent life from some common street thugs. Here, there is no grand death at the hands of the Joker, no grand sacrifice alongside gods. Here, in the most basic, simplistic of settings, here, for maybe the first time since he was 8 years old, Bruce has no way out. No plan, no contingency. He only has a gun. He must aim a gun, the weapon that took everything from him, in order to strike fear, in order to save a life. It's perfectly poetic. The weapon that birthed the Batman also killed him.
Never again.
And that's just the opening scene. Like, can you imagine seeing this adapted with love and with care? Holy fucking shit, dude. I would be crying before the title card popped up. And what I love about Beyond's take on Old Man Wayne is just how sad he is. This Bruce Wayne is truly awfully tragic. His father, his loyal, hopeful voice of reason, voice of compassion, is long past. Those he loved no longer wish to speak of him to him. His sons, the flying boy wonders who showed him that the world can have love, can have light, no longer have the will to be dragged into the shadows of his cave, have their light extinguished by all his stubborn grief. The only remembrance of their love, a cold glass display case, their costumes, personas staring at Bruce, judging him alongside the Batsuit's gaze. His trophies, the giant penny, Scarface, Joker's card, Mr. Freeze's gun, are they pleasant memories of all the lives he has saved? Or rusted reminders of the endless injustice, the terror of Gotham that will always take? Bruce Wayne is alone, more than ever. His only companion, a lost, battered, and abused dog who knows how cruel we can be. Until one day, some kid, some young punk with a chip on his shoulder crashes into his life. Terry. Out of all the brilliant additions to the Batman mythos made by Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, Alan Burnett, and the entire DC Animated Universe team, even more than Harley Quinn, Terry McGinnis might be their greatest stroke of brilliance, and it pains me that we haven't seen him in any media outside the original show and the comics. He was created to appeal to the younger audience, to do what Robin once did, to be the hope, the youth, the tangible humanity in Batman's twisted world. Terry's got the edge of Jason Todd. He wasn't the stereotypical nerd, the archetypal outcast per se. He was a slick, clever street kid with an attitude and an angst. The guilt of Peter Parker, the tragic death of the loving father after harsh words are exchanged.
I yelled at him, Mom. He grounded me and I wouldn't listen. The things I said. I'm such a jerk.
What starts as Terry wanting, needing revenge, and stealing the Batman persona to seek that, ends up evolving into a calling, a duty to make sure no innocent life suffers again. Terry is atoning, which makes his code, his morals fundamentally different than Bruce Wayne's. Bruce, despite what he may believe, did not do anything that led to his parents' murder. Batman, to him, was his way of dealing with the unsensible and uncaring Gotham. Batman to Terry means something drastically different.
Yes, there was my dad's murder, but we come from two different worlds, Mr. Wayne. I wasn't like you or the kids you took in. I was a pretty bad kid once. The kind of punk you wouldn't have wasted a second punch on back in the day. I'm trying to make up for past sins. Every time I put on that suit, it's my chance to help people who are in trouble. It's a chance to look like a worthwhile human being again. In my eyes, if no one else's, it's what I want, Bruce.
In a lot of ways, Terry has the potential to be a better Batman of tomorrow. He doesn't come from wealth. He has one foot on the ground. His eyes were born looking up to the sky at the flying cars and capitalist nightmare. Bruce has always been blessed, privileged, with the ability to look down at people. Terry is among them, a young man who could very much have ended up another victim of Gotham, is now the Batman. He's far more flawed, far more inexperienced. That makes it interesting, man. Bruce knows everything. He has a way out of anything. You know Bruce Wayne will always find a way to win. Terry, on the other hand, did not train with ninjas, did not travel the globe mastering the art of deception, of fear. His Batman is a brawler. He uses street smarts, his impulses, his empathy in a way Bruce never had to. Terry gets his ass beat, buildings topple on him, the weight of the world wears heavier on his shoulders, but he keeps getting back up, pushing through. The commonality between the two is will, perseverance. Both are masters at holding on just a second longer, taking just one more hit when they feel as if they cannot take another step.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
I am Batman!
Terry has the family life, the high school life, a lovely supporting cast of young characters that the audience can grow with. Bruce was always so isolated, even when he allowed himself his Bat family. Terry confides in Max, in his mother, in his brother, in Bruce. I love the idea that these two worlds can intersect. Bruce gives dating advice, life advice. It's twisted, sometimes off-putting, but seeing Bruce have to grow, have to evolve, have to become more human in order to let the Batman live on is so fascinating. Bruce can stop by Terry's mom's apartment as an employer, a mentor. He's putting on the act. That's what he tells himself, at least. But a part of him feels a connection, a comfort in witnessing a Batman who has a mother, who has a family, who has love. They are constantly learning from each other. Bruce needs Terry just as much as Terry needs Bruce. One must learn how to be the Bat. The other must learn or relearn how to be a man again. A package deal. You get the high school drama. Will Terry make it to his date on time? Will he make it home for dinner? He needs to be there for his friends, his mom, but the responsibility of Batman will always be too much. You have a plethora of villains never seen before. You don't need to bring the Joker back, even though Return of the Joker is fucking incredible. You don't need to drag out Mr. Freeze's frozen head for another tragic tale of loss, even though that episode is incredible. You don't need to rely on what the audience has seen before. You can give them something so fresh, futuristic. Terry's world is full of creepy body horror villains, victims that you could unearth. Soulless businessman reveals his true nature by becoming the radioactive skeleton Blight. Estranged mother becomes shape-shifting saboteur Ink. Scrawny, picked on, abused teenager lashes out with a golem. These and many more pay homage to the classic Batman villains while evolving them, connecting them to Terry and to Neo Gotham. Somehow, this future Gotham is worse. All the humanity, the texture, the artistry of the now ancient architects has been covered in advertising, logos, branding. What once was brick and grit is now hollow porcelain and cheap glass. Batman no longer lurks above his city. The endlessly tall and slanted skyscrapers overwhelm him. The twisted future nightmare consumes him. There is no real middle class. There is the top and the bottom. The poor must look up, and the rich can't even see those who built the towers they reside in. This shit is just banging, dude. It's all there, ready to be adapted, translated, evolved. You just need a filmmaker. One with a vision to put their stamp on Neo Gotham. I think everyone's obvious choice would be Denis Villeneuve.
My name is Denis Villeneuve.
Blade Runner, Arrival, Dune, the underrated gem Enemy. He has the perfect sensibilities behind the camera to tell this tale, but I also think so many other filmmakers could take a stab at it. Alex Garland, the Wachowskis, the old fucking legend Sir Ridley Scott. Can you imagine? You could get someone younger with a different perspective, I'll do it, a fresh one on Batman, on science fiction, or someone older with years of experience behind the camera, a Bruce or a Terry. Both kinds of filmmakers would lead to something that feels wholly unique in this wasteland of blockbuster cinema. You would have to dump a truckload of cash into it, but the return would be godly. The creativity, the passion of the show, of the world they built is so palpable, revolutionary. In an era where superhero fatigue is always around the corner, maybe it's time to reinvent and revitalize while pulling from the past. Was this video just an excuse for me to rave about how much I love Batman Beyond? Fuck yeah it was, but seriously, Warner Brothers, James Gunn, my two best pals in the whole world, I don't think we need another Bruce Wayne Batman story. Pattinson and Reeves have got that down if you ask me. It does not and should not always have to be Bruce behind the cowl, but we will always need a Batman. Behind all the aesthetic value and the idea of this Batman of tomorrow, beneath all the flying cars and the soaring bat and the hellish never-ending night sky, you have a story about two broken people finding solace in their desire to make a difference in a world that, no matter past, present, or future, seems never ending in its unjust and cruel nature. Tomorrow may look just like today, but there will always be the selfless few who fight against the callousness of the many, never picking up the gun, always staring right into it. Two people united by the pain of their darkest night, using their shared regret, their shared desire for hope among the apathy, hope that they can prevent that last pearl from falling, that final bullet from firing. Batman Beyond. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. This was an unexpected blast to talk about, to edit, to make. Jason is coming along great. Here's a clip. Just kidding. And don't forget to check out Surfshark through my link in the description. Use my code HiTop for 83% off plus 3 months free. I hope everyone has a lovely, 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 lovely day. Thank you.